Hello, hello. Today I'm doing a pick your card reading. We have 3 piles. I am doing a reading today about your current success story. What is your current success story? You already have one, so we're going to figure out what that is. I think this is a really nice concept because sometimes we get caught up in the next thing, in trying to be successful. Some people believe they're not successful. So I think it's nice to stop and realize where you've already been successful in your life. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Choose the card and the pile that resonates with you. And then there will be timestamps in the description for you to go to that reading. These are the decks that I'm using today, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to your success story. Just going to zoom in on this card for you. Depth, lake. This feels to me that you've delved deep into yourself, finding the inner you. I don't sense any discomfort or anything in the depth in there either. It's like you've dove really deep into yourself. You found who you are deep down. The castle I feel is the physical you. There's this physical, what you see as the human you, the you here on this plane, in this realm, on earth, living this life. And it's a castle because it feels like you've succeeded in that way, in a human way, some of it might be wealth, but some of it, I feel like it's not quite wealth as in money, but it's wealth as in you are where you want to be. You feel you're abundant. You're abundant where you would want to be, pile 1. You're abundant in what you want and need personally. And I feel like that's what the castle represents there. But then at the same time, you've delved deep into who you are. You've done work about understanding your core, not just your personality, yes, your personality, but also who you are deep down. Maybe for you, words like spiritual, your spiritual self, your inner self, your higher self, maybe that's the words that are resonating with you, or something along the lines of that. You've done both building up abundance, prosperity, but not in a very typical way, more in a way of just what you want and need. You've got your own personal success story. You're happy, you are where you want and need to be, prosperity wise, abundance wise, and as well as this you in the lake that has come into the lake. It feels like you feel I've arrived. That's what I'm feeling from you. I've arrived. I'm here. I'm understanding self more than I ever have before. Bushfires. Today we're talking about your success that you've already achieved in your life. And success is defined however you want. It's defined differently for different people, but it's defined however you want to define it. This bushfires card, I feel like you have gone through some stuff. You've gone through maybe some dark times, maybe some negative times, and you've come through that, and you are so proud of that. That's why you're showing that in this photo. In a way, it's like, see this, I did this and I got through it, and I'm a stronger person who has grown from this. And I feel like it's also in the background, not that it's in your current reality, but that you hold it in your background as something that you're proud of, because it's almost like, yes, it was dark at the time, perhaps negative, perhaps even words that may be stronger than that, but you have it there as like a badge of, look what I've come from, look what I've come through, and look at who I am now because of that. And you feel hugely successful because of that. You don't, it doesn't feel like you're hurting anymore as well, which I think is also why you hold this as a bit of a badge. You know, there's this like, I went through this, I came through this, I'm stronger, it's taught me so much about myself, life, spirituality, reality. I've dove deep into myself and who I am, you know, along with the lake here. And now look at how I've blossomed because of this. I feel like that card is so cool with that one. It's so cool. That feels so good. It's like you've taken that fire and you've turned it into your superpower. So you've gone through something, but you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to allow that thing or those things that happened to me in the past that I didn't like at the time, didn't like for a while after it either. But I'm not going to allow those to hurt me, to take my power away, to, you know, have any negative impact on me anymore. In fact, I'm going to flip it. It's like you're an alchemist in a way. You've taken that energy and you've flipped it and you've turned it into your superpower. Holy moly, that is amazing. The words on there are ignition, fire. I love this. I love that. That's absolutely incredible and amazing. Because you've taken the negative and you've just flipped it. You've flipped it and you've turned it into your positive, your superpower. You've allowed it to grow personality traits in you. You've let go of, you haven't let go of weaknesses, but what you've done is you've had this perspective of yourself that you thought it was a weakness. Maybe that came from someone else. Maybe other people labeled you in a way that was maybe negative. But you've gone, you know what? Those traits of me aren't negative at all. They're actually really good traits, really powerful traits, strong traits that I love about myself. You've actually even redefined them from weak, insecure, to strong. What comes to mind for me is things like being emotional. You know, sometimes people go, oh, you're emotional, and they see that as a weakness. But we can redefine that and say, you know what, me being brave enough, me being strong enough to actually show my emotions and be real with them is actually strong, right? I'm not hiding them. I don't need to pretend. I don't need to act tough. I'm so secure in myself that I can show my emotions. Just as an example, you might have other things for yourself. But yeah, these are really cool. The butterfly ferrets. I am reborn. I am reborn feels really apt for this because you know, like I've said, you've taken that negativity that happened to you, that, I don't know, maybe tragedy, maybe trauma, maybe you were treated unfairly or something. You know what that is, you know how you define that. And then you've allowed it to, you've taken that, you've alchemized it, you've flipped it, you've turned it into your power, and now you're reborn. The ferrets to me feel like they represent a playfulness. Butterflies can represent new beginnings. You know, I think it's apt that it's on this card of reborn. But these are the butterfly ferrets, which is interesting. It's like you found yourself in a playful way, you know, or the way that you've re-alchemized sort of and let go of negativity, and instead you're feeling it as a positive. You're seeing it, you've taken it, flipped it on its head, using it as positive, realizing you're powerful, realizing your confidence. And that confidence has brought you into a space where you're able to just play in reality, play and let everything be. I feel like this depth that you went through, that you've gone into, you have an understanding of life that allows you to not take it too seriously. It's like this, you know, this path that you've been on of going into your depth, flipping that negativity into your power and your positivity. You've come through so much understanding of maybe reality, maybe life, however you want to define that. And now it's like you've come into your groove and you're not taking things so seriously anymore. You're playful, you're just having fun with life, knowing that everything works out, knowing that it's all okay now, knowing that what you went through is fine, and is it's almost like you want to define it as like good. It's not quite good, but I don't know. What would the word be? Like you're glad that those things happened to you because of where you are now. You know, you realize that if I hadn't gone through that, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I'm so glad that I was able to go through that, take that energy, alchemize it, flip it, turn it into my power, and now I'm just playing. I'm just here having fun. There's a confidence in this card about, you know, I can, because I've been through this and this, you know, flipping it into my power and turning it really positive for me. Obviously, when I say me, I mean you. Because you've done that, there's this confidence about yourself now. You know, it's almost like you feel like, I've been through that, I understand that now. I don't think anything that full on is ever going to happen to me again. But at the same time, there's also, if anything does ever get thrown at me, you know, not thinking that it's ever going to be that as big as what happened in your past. But if anything gets thrown at me, I can handle it. I've got this, you know, because it's almost like if I can handle that, I can handle anything, you know. And it's not just handling it. It's, like I said, flipping it on its head. The Golden Phoenix. Something you thought finished bursts back into life. This feels to me that you feel like you took your power back. You know, when we think about a phoenix, it's this fiery bird and it burns to ashes and then it comes back to life. there's so much, it's funny because I was getting this pile ready, and when I was getting it ready, the amount of power that was coming from it, I really felt that before this reading. When I was getting all my piles ready and getting ready for this reading, I was like, whoa, there's a lot in here. And it was funny because I mistook it at first, because I thought, I just had such a feeling in my chest. I thought I was nervous, and I thought, why am I nervous? What is that? But then I realized, no, I'm not nervous. I'm just feeling immense power from this pile, from this, because obviously when I'm getting it ready, I'm tapping into that energy. And there's so much fire energy in here. And the purpose of this reading today, I wanted to resonate with people, to connect with people who may not have realized that they already have a success story. And so I feel like I feel like this power is so big, it almost feels like it's about to knock me over. It's really big. And I feel like you haven't fully realized this success story that you've gone through, and the amount of power that you have now, how powerful you are. I feel like these two cards flow together, reborn, and then the phoenix. It's a golden phoenix as well, which I think is it's like the phoenix is fiery, but then adding the golden bit to it, I feel like it becomes more powerful. I see a little bit of innocence in her. And that's why I'm talking about perhaps you not fully realizing this success story of yours. You're not fully realizing how powerful you are and how successful you've been. Obviously, as you're hearing this, you're probably realizing it now. But there's just this like innocent humbleness in here. I don't sense self-doubt. I just sense you not having grasped where you are and how powerful you are. The sound of the universe. All of these cards feel really powerful to me. This one, the words that I'm getting is you are the sound of the universe. And you understand that. You understand that the energy that you put out brings back energy, right? And I feel like, similar to this one, like you've realized your power. You've realized who you are. You've realized who you are. There's this flow that I'm sensing from this, both in and out, and it's all at the same time. There's this, and I feel like you understand this, like energy's constantly flowing in and out, in and out. You know that you are energy. You know that you're one with everything. You know that you can use this energy to manifest and create for yourself. You know this from before. We were talking about you taking that past, you taking that fire and then flipping it around and using it as your power. This card feels like you understand that continuous flow. There isn't a flow of in then out or out then in. It's all at the same time. The sound of the universe as well feels like you understand that everything's energy. Everything's energy, right? It's like you have this understanding that when situations arise, it's because of energy. When circumstances arise, it's because of energy. When physical reality forms, it's because of energy, right? The sound of the universe. When we think about sound, we think about vibration. We think about something that we sense but we can't see. And then when we think of the word universe, we think about, people often use the word universe for manifesting, you know, put it out to the universe. I think sometimes it's a word that people use instead of maybe source or the energy of all things, what we're one with, you know. So the sound of the universe is you are understanding that you're one with everything, that the energy you put out, you get back, that everything, everything is a manifestation, a creation from your energy. Unique gifts. You're understanding now that everyone is a unique being, including you, right? So there's this understanding of, I am a unique being and I have a unique energy print, in a way, energy blueprint or energy wave or vibration. And the way that I individually think, feel, perceive, assume, believe, act, you know, all of these layers of self, there's so many layers, you know, it's not just physical reality, it's the inner layers as well are completely unique to self, unique to you. You understand that, and you understand that your reality is unique to you and isn't being lived by anyone, anywhere, at any time, except by you. That's the uniqueness that you're understanding. There is no one else like you. There is no life like yours. There's only you. And you're proud of that. You have this pride about, I'm here for a reason. I'm here on purpose. And looking back at your past, you know, this fiery turning into your power and then playful life and being reborn and understanding energy. And then you can see this, like, when you look back, you go, no one has lived that. No one has done what I've done. Not in any way. And it's not just, you know, what you physically produce or what your physical life looks like, but it's also your inner life. You realize how important that is too, your inner thoughts, your inner feelings. Look at this success story. Absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. You've grown, you know, physically, you're wealthy in your own way. It might not look like wealth to everybody else. It might, you know, it might not be that you're a millionaire, and it might be that you are, but it's your wealth. You've built your castle, right? And you have realized that it's like there was this life that I always wanted and I've created it. But you've also gone into the depths of who you really are, your higher self, your soul, if you will. And then you've got this stuff that you've been through and you wear it like a badge of honor. Like, look at who I am. Look at what I've gone through and look at how I am now. I went through this and look how strong and amazing I am now. And then you flipped that, which is absolutely incredible. You flipped it around, you know, to be your power, to use it. You use it as your power. You've become who you want to be, you know, who you want to be. And sometimes a big part of that self-love that you've discovered is realizing I have always been who I want to be. And those parts of me that were labeled in a negative way are actually really positive traits. So there's a lot of self-love in here as well. You're more playful now. You're having a lot more fun with things. You're being who you want to be. you've been reborn. You've taken that fire and you've recreated yourself. You understand the energy of reality, the energy of the universe. You understand that in and out flow. And you understand the unique blueprint that you are. Absolutely amazing, incredible. I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please hit the like button. I'd love to hear about it in the comments if you would like to share. Feel free to subscribe. I may or may not see you in another reading, depending if one resonates with you. Have a wonderful day. Hello, pile 2. Welcome. Motion, air. This feels like you've done a lot of moving forward in your life. Feels really nice, feels really airy. I know there's the word air there, but it literally feels like that. It feels like that word. There's a power in there with the horses. You know, we talk about horsepower and we know that horses are powerful, but it's not, I don't know, like it's not like a need to be powerful or trying. That's the word I'm looking for. It wasn't a trying to be powerful, just was. So remember, this reading is about your success story that you already have. It's not about a future thing. It's not about how you're going to be successful. It's how you're already successful. This feels like moving as well. If I feel like you're flowing forward with a power behind you that you don't even fully realize that you have. I came into this reading wanting to shine a light on how people have been successful in their life that maybe they haven't fully realized. Yeah, I get this. It's such a funny feeling, like not funny, but it's like a power that's peaceful. And that's why it's interesting to me. Feels nice. Groundedness, gravity. This card feels interesting because this card feels both grounded and yet up in maybe spirituality. You know, we talk about like the first chakra, the root chakra being grounded, and then we've got the crown chakra, which is spiritual, connected. This card feels like both, which I think is a really good thing. I feel like you're really balanced in that way. It feels like you're both grounded in a really positive way. I feel like you have a connection to the earth in a way. You have this groundedness that is really positive. You have a positive view on earth and everything earthly, which I think comes from your connection to spirituality, to your higher self. It's almost like because you're connected to your higher self, you view earth in a really beautiful way. You have a really nice way of looking at earth. You see earth through a positive lens. You love earth and everything that's earthly. You love being grounded here. You love being here. It's like as well this grounded connectedness that you have to the earth is it's like you're an energy, or you have an energy about you that draws in, you inspire other people in a feeling way. They feel happy and positive around you. They feel not just people, animals. It's like you have an energy about you that even the earth, the plants, the animals, people sense about you, and love. There's like an adoration for you, and not in a put you on a pedestal way, but just it's almost like you have this blessed energy about you, or like you're a being of that is one with earth. Yeah, a being that is one with earth. But of course, when we're one with earth, we're also one with all that is. And I feel that from you as well. I think that's why this is groundedness with, you know, space behind, and these butterflies. It's almost like pulling you up, and yet there you are laid on earth. Creation, water. See, again, I feel that same sort of feeling, that being one with earth, being very grounded. I get the feeling that animals love you because they sense that connected energy. And it's not just that you're connected, it's that you have a pureness about you. You have an energy that like sings from you. I feel like this is something that you've worked on, and this is why this is a success story for you. This isn't something that you've just always been. It's something that you've worked on and moved yourself into. You've come into your own in this space. This is who you thrived to be, who you wanted to be. Maybe at the beginning you didn't quite know who you were going to be or how you were going to feel, but you knew that you wanted to be more connected, more spiritual, more in harmony, more at peace. And I feel like that you have achieved that, and the achieving of that it's like, oh wow, I didn't even fully realize this is how it would feel. There's such a calm in here. Like even with this, like, you know, I feel like these dark clouds represent, I think what we would normally see is like stormy, and of course like horses running. We would imagine like stampede in a way, but it doesn't feel like that at all. This card doesn't feel like that. It feels just really flowy. And that's what I meant by air, you know, it was very airy. Like even the water here, there's a little bit of rippling, but it's mostly calm. It's mostly calm. There's just such a calmness in this. And I feel like this is something that you're really, really proud of. Snake Princess, the serpentine path to power. See, again, I see a lot of earthly stuff. You know, she's wearing plants, she's eating fruit, she's with a animal. I feel like this card represents knowledge. That's what the apple from the tree is, and the snake, you know, talking to her. But it feels like that pure knowledge. I don't know if you ever read your own cards or do any channeling things, but when you connect with guides or when you connect inward, maybe you've experienced this in meditation, or something like that. when you talk to a guide or something like that, it doesn't come through as words. It comes through as like a chunk of knowledge. That's how I would describe it. It's like, it's more of a sensation or a feeling. And I feel like when we tap in to that, I feel like that is more true knowledge, if that makes sense. And I feel like you are tapped in to that. And I feel like this is what this kind of flowy feeling is from this reading, is that you flow with intuition. I think intuition is a good word here, because I feel like intuition is your current truth. And yeah, that's the kind of knowledge that I'm feeling from here. It's like a very connected in knowledge. It feels like it's almost like a power in a way that you've gained. Like, I don't know if I would call it a power. I don't know if you would call it a power, but it's like this is something that you wanted. You wanted a connection to earth, connection to spirituality, and you've gained that. And you sense inner knowledge, inner truth, intuition. You're very intuitive. You go with your flow, and I think that's that power here. It's very powerful to flow with our intuition and our inner selves. It's very powerful, but it's not powerful where it's forced or needs strength or anything like that. It's just this pure power that's within all of us. Deep, dark sea mermaid. Find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. See, this is what I was just saying. You're very intuitive, and intuition isn't something that we can see, right? It's inward. It's in the deep. It's in the dark in the sense of I can't look at it. I can't see it, but I can go inward and I can find it. This feels like as well, because I noticed this little creature here. It's not the prettiest creature. But I feel like you've made peace with things that we label as bad, we label as negative, we label as ugly. I feel like you've made peace with that. It's always like you've made friends in this, that she's made friends with this little guy. She's really comfy down there. Yeah, it feels like, your inner work that you've done, this moving forward, flowing through life, gaining knowledge and understanding, connecting inward. Part of your path has been making peace, making friends, making, changing your perspective about those things that we see as bad or ugly, and embracing them. The portal keeper. This feels to me that you feel one with spirituality, with what people would call the portal in a way. And what I mean by that is, I think some people have this idea of a separation between, spirituality and earth. And obviously, I think we can create that. I think we can believe there's a separation. But you've opened your portal in a way, as in, because I think that's how we become spiritual, is we open it up. We become open to it. You know, we're open to it. And I feel like this is you. You're very open to it. It's like you're open to spirituality, and it's always open for you. It's like you've opened something up in a way to open up spirituality, and it's always open. I guess it's like a friend of mine. She was told that her crown chakra was open from the beginning of her life. I don't know, maybe even before that, but she's been told your crown chakra is open. I feel like this card for you is that you've opened yours. It's just open. Maybe it was always open, because I feel like this cat here, it's very like, it feels to me like this. I hope that I'm explaining this well. It's like you have, it's like spirituality for you is just really obvious. It's really easy. You sense it, you feel it. And it's this cat, I feel, there's a feeling coming from this cat, which is like, it's almost like it doesn't even know what it would feel like for it to be closed. It's so obvious. You know, spirituality to you is just so obvious. You're feeling it all the time. Earth Star Chakra. Initiation. Immediately, you know, reading that Earth Star. Earth Star. You know, what did we talk about over here? Talked about you being grounded with the earth, but at the same time being kind of like up and out in spirituality. I think people use stars and the galaxy and that kind of thing to represent the spiritual realm, if you will. And this Earth Star chakra, it's like his earth and then his spirituality, and it's just like one. You've come into this realization. You've already done this. I mean, this is your success story where you are one with the earth and you're open spiritually. You understand all of that. You've massively opened yourself. You're doing the work in a way, and it's not really work. It's more that you've connected to your true self. You're connected to your higher self, and you've come to the understanding that that is together with earth. It's together with with your life. Your life is spiritual. Earth is spiritual. So there's this flow that you're now doing, and it has power with it because you're one and the same with your higher self. You're connected. And of course, being connected brings power, but not in a forceful way, not in a harsh way at all, in a very flowy way. You're grounded on earth because you understand that earth and spirituality are one and the same. You understand that your earthly life, that you being here, you are a spiritual being experiencing being a human. There's this energy about you that everyone senses and loves, absolutely loves, because you help people recognize who we all really are. You know, that energy that's coming from you is spiritual, is one with all that is. And that's why I feel like animals are drawn to you. I feel like people are drawn to you. I feel like Earth itself loves you because you have a connection. You have a relationship in a way that's peaceful. Again, you know, you're together, you're creating, you're flowing with life. You've got this power to you that's just so peaceful and flowy and nice. You're connected inward. You sense your own inner truth, your own inner knowledge. You sense that. You're perhaps a channel in some way. You're intuitive. You go within yourself for your answers. You sense those, and you've made peace with the things that we find or people have found to be ugly or bad. You've made peace with it. You've even made friends with it in a way. You've made such peace with it that you see the good in it. You're wide open spiritually. Don't even know what it's like to be closed. And I feel like this is, you know, this final card, like bringing it all together. You're one with the earth, one with who you really are, one with all that is powerful. You feel very calm. You feel like a very calm energy, very peaceful, very harmonic. Absolutely wonderful. If you enjoyed this reading, please, I'd love to hear anything you would like to share in the comments. If you would like to, please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to. And I may or may not see you in another reading if one resonates with you. Thank you so much. Hello, pile 3. Welcome. Growth. Plants. This reading is about the success story of you that you already have. This isn't about, you know, how you're going to be successful. This is about you're already successful. You already have a success story. This feels like you've grown yourself not only physically, but very spiritually. Like you've tapped into a spiritual understanding. I feel like maybe you've grown yourself, and then you're using that growth to help others. It was funny, I was sorting out the piles, you know, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I was noticing while I was sorting this one that I had a lot of energy in my back. And I thought, well, what does back represent? Back represents support. I get the feeling that you support others, maybe in their growth. There's such a light here. It feels, you feel really, really, really friendly, really happy to be around others, to help others. There's these little trees on the back there, and I feel like it represents other people who you've helped grow, who you've assisted with. And there's a pride There's a pride in that growth. There's like a little pride in the face there, which is funny because I had this card the other day and it didn't look like that. um, it's very interesting reading cards because I see different facial expressions. I get different energies depending on, you know, who I'm reading for, and what the reading is that day. And it's a beautiful pride. It's still very humble, still very, very nice. And it's like yeah, you should be. This light, these little light orbs around here you feel like a light, joyful, bubbly person that wants to share your light. And you share your light, and through that sharing of your light, that's what assists others. That's what helps others. That's what grows others. You don't push anything either. You're not someone who is like, oh, I'm going to help you. you see the strength and the what's the word that I'm looking for? You see the when the word's right there and you can't get it. You see the potential in people. You see what people can be, and you see this beautiful potential from others that they don't quite see in themselves, and you show that to them. And that's what helps them grow. And all of this, I feel like this grows on your back. You're not saying I did that. You're not saying that's mine. You're saying look at all these people that did it. You're proud of them. That's what the pride is. You're proud of all of these people that you've helped. You're like, I knew they could do it. I knew they had it in them. Oh, I'm getting chills now. Yeah, there's this like, yeah, I knew these people had this in them, and you have this lights that like this, all these little dotty lights here. I feel like they represent to you that it's almost like you carrying around all the little lights of everybody, like all their little potentials, and you just shine it at them. Like, look, here's your potential. Here's what you can do. And that's why the pride is so lovely and so humble, because you're not proud of yourself. You're proud of everyone around you. You bring that to people. People feel that from you. You light people up because you show them how wonderful they are. Companionship. Animals. I get more than animals from this. I get people. I get yes, animals like you and you like animals. But I also get that you're like this person. You're this person who I'm trying to find the right words here. I want to say is there for everybody, but it's not quite that. It's not. You are there for everybody, but you're not trying to be. You're just by you being you are there for people. You're not trying to be there for people per se. You're not pushing any thoughts or feelings onto people. You know, you're not you're just like holding the space in a way, and without even trying, you do this like shining the light on people, and like shining their potential back to them. And it's almost like, yeah, like you do it without trying at all. And everybody, it's like, look at these animals, they're like on you. People love you. People want to be closer to you. People love being close to you. This success story is interesting because the other piles were about things that they'd grown into. You know, they'd become in a way. You know, they succeeded through becoming something. That's a very vague way of saying it. But this feels to me more like you were born like this. Like, this is who you are. And this is your success story because this is like the most potent thing about you in a way. Like, it might not be the most potent, but it is a potent part of you that is just so natural to you. Everyone loves you. Everyone wants to be around you. I get the feeling that it can be a little bit much for you. I'm getting this sort of like expression here about you taking care of everyone else. But you're still so bright. There's still so much. You're still really full of energy. Oh, look. A little baby and a little puppy dog. Comfort her. See, I feel like, you know, what I was saying earlier about you're doing it without trying, and you have this, you have such a beautiful energy. It's like you just put a smile on people's faces. You feel supportive. You feel like you're just, to everyone else, you feel like you're supporting them, but it's not like too much on you or anything like that. You feel like you're just, it's like who you are when you walk into a room. I'm not even walking, who you are in people's lives is someone who brings comfort, someone who brings joy, someone who brings like this, you light people up, you bring confidence to people, but you're not trying to. It's just, it's really comforting. You know, it's really, you're a really heartwarming person. And you light people up, you show them their potential, and you're not even trying to do it. It's just who you are. Quetzalcoatl and the priestess of time. The time has come. The time to act is now. What were you asking about, pile 3? There's a power to you. So, you know, I've been talking about you're someone who brings comfort. You're someone who shows people their potential. You're someone who is there for everybody without even trying. But it's not that there's no weakness in there. There's no, I don't know, like, I guess when I think about those concepts, I think about someone who sometimes, and this is not you. This is what this is saying. This is not you. So sometimes someone who is like there for everybody, supporting everybody, you know, being there for everybody. Sometimes they're not quite there for themselves. Sometimes we get people who are really, really helpful and never stop to take care of themselves, or, you know, and end up kind of burning out a little bit, and losing their energy. But I'm getting that this is not you. You are someone who holds your own strength. You take care of yourself too. Yes, you naturally support others. And I think the way that this support happens is because you support yourself. You support yourself, you you do perhaps activities, perhaps practices that help you stay strong, stay connected, stay in a peaceful place. Like self-love and self-care to you is really important. And you do take a lot of care for yourself. But it's not selfish in any way. And when you do that, because you do that, the light that you're shining to others comes from the fact that you took care of yourself, right? You've probably heard this concept before, like you can't love somebody until you love yourself. You don't have any energy to give others if you're not doing that self-care, and you know that, you understand that, you do that. So you do a lot of self-care, a lot of maybe inner work, loving self. And because of that, you bring a really nice energy that people sense from you, and it gives them comfort. And you have this natural way of speaking, of being around others, that is assisting them in their growth, assisting them in their potential, right? It's you're not pushy, you're not telling people what to do or how to do it. You're just there. It's almost like you're this example of self-love, self-care, inner joy, inner peace, inner harmony. And then when you're around others, you're just speaking that naturally, and people are sensing that energy from you. The Black Cats, lost magic, atonement, rebalance. So there's a couple of things that I noticed in here. One is the representation of magic, right? There's a black cat, there's a crow, there's wings, there's things in here that feel magical. I get the feeling in this as well that maybe you feel like it can be too much. Like maybe you're going through something at the moment where people are, or you feel like people are starting to, you're noticing that people are liking the energy from you. You know, that you're helping them, you're assisting them, you're being there for them, you're supporting them. And I feel like at the moment it's like a blessing and a curse in your mind. And I think I was seeing that in this as well. Like everything's on her in this, like it's on top of her, and she feels like a bit overwhelmed, a bit like, okay, like please, like just give me some space, like please just like stop leaning on me so much, stop relying on me so much. But this one here, you have a little scarecrow. I think you're starting to learn how to create healthy boundaries. And I think this reading is allowing you to understand that you're helping, but you don't need to go out of your way to do that, because you do it so naturally, right? This card here is so lovely. You've got all this light, and like I was saying, when you take care of yourself, then all of that energy that's helping others, that's comforting others, that's allowing others to see their own potential to grow themselves and whatnot, that just flows naturally from you. So self-care, and I did see, so before I pulled this card out, I did see in this, there was a little bit of a look on her face that I felt like was, there's a little bit of bitterness in there. It's not massive, it's, you know, it's just, and there's a little bit of a defensiveness with this snake or dragon, Quetzal. And I feel like this reading is important for you because you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now. But I feel like the emphasis here is you don't need to give up yourself. You don't need to let negative energies in or anything like that to help others. You also don't need to block people out or, you know, scare them off with a scarecrow. You're doing it. You're fine. You're doing enough. So I've actually been going through this recently myself. This is actually, I feel like this reading could definitely be for me as well, because I've had to, what I've been doing is like imagining a bubble around myself. So I didn't put a shield around myself because I felt like that was too much, and I didn't want to block other people out or you know, I didn't want to be invisible to other people or anything like that. And I still welcome the idea of being there for people, of supporting people, but sometimes it can feel like too much. And so what I've been doing is putting a bubble around myself. It's see-through, but it has a thick kind of wall in a sense. You know, it's a round bubble with a thick membrane, a thick wall. And that thickness, what it does is if somebody is coming to me with negativity, it absorbs it and it transmutes it. It actually transforms it into what I need or whatever. And I've actually found that when people come to me, they might start negative, but it actually changes. It actually transforms. So, and I feel like this is saying you're doing it. You know, maybe you want to do that, or maybe you want to come up with your own, you know, your own way of protecting self. I also put out there, I also say to myself, those with my best interests at heart are around me, and those who I have the best interests for as well. And so, yeah, I really want to emphasize with this that you naturally help people. You don't need to try. You don't need to give up your energy. You don't need to go into negativity with other people. If other people are, you know, sometimes when people are negative, we go into this like sympathizing. You know, we go, oh, I wonder what it's like to be like them. I want, you know, and then we try to help because we want to, right? We're maybe a helpful person. And so we try to imagine what it's like to be where they are. But that brings down our energy when we do that. You don't need to do that. You can just hold the space. You can be a positive person back to them. You can, you know, you know, intuitively, you know what to do, right? And this reading is about you're naturally doing this. Take care of self, love self, do your self-care, and then know that through doing that, through you being a positive being, that helps others. Do you know what I mean? Because you're standing there as this like beautiful, uplifted energy, and that's how you uplift other people. And you're not doing it to uplift other people. You're just doing it for your own self-care. And then the side effect of that is other people get lifted up with you. But you're not carrying them. It's not a burden or anything like that. Remember, this little being over here, he's not feeling burdened by this growth on the back. He's feeling really proud. Like, I helped some people. I was, you know, and look at them. Look how well they're doing, right? You're proud of those people. You're proud of where they are. But don't let it be at the expense of your energy. Earth, nurture, nature. I don't know if you can see that, but she looks a little sad. I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna lift the card because I feel like that focuses better. But see the expression. But your heart is so full. See, there's this storm happening around her, which I feel like is maybe other people's negativity. Because you're such a comfort person, people come to you. It's not because you're a comfort person, it's because you're such a positive light, right? Because you're such a positive light, people want more of that light. And so they come to you. And so there's all this storm happening from them in a way. It's like their storm. It's not yours, it's theirs. And this is what I was talking about, because you're taking that storm, you're taking that rain, and you're actually flourishing. You're flourishing from it. Remember I was saying, put that bubble around yourself, like allow that bubble to absorb and then transmute that energy into something that's positive for you. And watch what happens. Watch what happens when you do that. It's really powerful. And you can see that in this, like there's this storm happening, like rah, storm, but then you're turning it into this gorgeous flourishing of flowers and plants and roots, and you know, it's absolutely beautiful. And there's rainbows above, and I don't know how well you can see, but in this like rainbowy thing here, there's actually dragon scales. I feel like the dragon scales is like powerful. I was connecting inward and asking about dragons the other day, and dragons are this they're not governed by anyone or anything. They're powerful beings that go with their own flow, right? They're very independent, a very independent power. And I feel that you're a very independent power. Like this reading is really interesting because you you help others, you assist others, you show people who they are. You're a comfort to others in a way. It's not even comfort, it's like you bring comfort to people in a way, like about who they are. But you're not trying to. You're not out there like, I don't know, stood on a soapbox, you know, telling the world about things. You're just being you. You're just following your own light, going in within yourself. Where's my light? Where's my joy? Where's my peace? Where's my harmony? And then through doing that, everybody looks at you and is inspired. Balanced forces. See, in this card, we've got some little dragons around here. We've got wings, and I feel like balanced forces is really, really apt right now, because we were just talking about, you know, you feeling like you're a little bit overwhelmed by other people's energies, by other people coming to you. But you can balance that. It's up to you. It's up to you what you take from situations, people, energies, if you will. Okay, no one can take from you, no one can take your energy, no one can make you feel negative. No one can do that. Only you have the power to affect your own energy and to do that. I feel like this success story for you is something, like I was saying in the beginning, you were born this way, that your energy is bright and beautiful and brings joy to other people. And it's like you're on a little path right now of realizing you know how to balance your energy. You know how to not take on other people's energy. Sometimes we think other people are taking my energy or other people are giving me energy that I don't want. You always have the power to choose. You always have the power to allow energies or not. When we do this bubble analogy, when we do this, like I'm going to bubble myself and I'm going to shield myself, and then when negative energy comes in, I transmute it to something else. That's my choice. That's a, when I say I'm doing that, when I say I have this shield around me, it's still just a thought, right? It's still just a belief. And so it happens because I believe it will happen. And that's the power that you have. You have the choice, you have the power. No one can do anything to you. No one can affect your energy. So own that. And you choose to balance yourself in harmony with your light. Okay? You are the love, you are the light. And like I was saying through this, when you do your self-care, your self-love, you're honing in on your own positive energy, then you naturally help others. You don't need to try. It's not something that you need to try. Pile 3. So know that, and you can even manifest this, if you will, or put it out there. You can say, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to manifest and attract those with my best interests at heart. And when you say that, it's not just that you're only letting in set people, it's that you are letting in people at times when they have your best interests at heart. Okay, so that means people aren't going to come to you with their negativity anymore. That's what you're putting out there. People come to me with positivity because I put out positivity. Okay, so you can put it out there and you can say, people come to me with their positivity because of how positive I am. I balance my energies and my forces, and then through doing that, I attract or manifest people who are balanced, or people who come to me when they're feeling good or when they have good news. And then watch what happens. You know, watch how that happens in your life. I think maybe in the past you've had a pride in helping others, and you've then tried to help others. You know, you put effort into helping others, but I think that now it's kind of feeling like a burden on you. But you can now go, you know what, I help others just by being me, by being in my joy. I don't need to come down into sympathy for them and start imagining what it's like to be them and, you know, put myself in their shoes to try and figure out how to help them. I don't need to figure out how to help them because they're able to help themselves. They're where they need to be right now, and they will come out of that in a joyful and wonderful way. And I know that by me being in my joy, me holding the space of my own self-care for me, my own self-love for me, my own positivity for me, that is what helps people. In here as well, I see that you're really powerful. You have a lot of power. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly how to do that. You know exactly how to balance yourself. And you've already done a lot of self-care and whatnot in the past, and it's like, oh, I don't need to take on others' negativity or overly sympathize or be there for them. I can manifest that people come to me with their positivity, with their good news. If this reading resonated with you and if you liked this reading, please hit the like button. And if you want to share something in the comments, I'd love to hear it. I would love to. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to. And I may or may not see you in another video, depending if another reading resonates with you. Thank you so much.